Calvin and Heather emerged to challenge Pete.
It's hard to talk to you, really, isn't it?
You actually do me a favour by putting me up now.
Some reshuffling on site.
Hello, neighbour.
His invitations were disgusting.
And James and Nat back to dig up some dirt.
But they're more conniving group than Pete and Tina.
Last night's elimination saw Pete and Tina saved.
Australia has decided that you're safe again. You've been laid off.
And James and Nat departing in tears, leaving a hole for the others to fill, and a new game emerging.
I'm voting for you because you're playing the game with intimidation, you're playing with lies, and you're playing with threats.
You have too much to say and lots of issues.
I'm not afraid to vote for anyone in this room.
A couple to beat them here at Pete and Tina, and if we can't beat them this week, then we're not going to beat them at the end.
This week's elimination has uncovered new alliances and saw couples playing very strategically.
No, I'm going to sit on the fence this week. That's where I should have been last week.
But I wanted to take the boys on this week. I was really keen on that. I was willing to put everything on hold and take them on head to head, mate. But it's not going to be. So hopefully I'll get through this and I'll get my chance at them next time.
Christian reveals his nomination plan and a newly formed alliance with Pete.
Basically, if it all had gone to plan tonight, there would be 3 couples up tonight. And he went off on a limb and voted for Brett, and I can appreciate that if he wanted to do that. That's his prerogative, I guess. Well, I didn't tell him to vote for him. I put it out. I put it out to him, and I knew that if we did it, then we'd be in the situation we're in now, and we are. So that's fine.
Physical threat is when you go to someone and you tell them you're going to do something.
Jules has reached her limits with Pete.
He uses such aggression in his voice. No one has to put up with it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Although having previously been accused of flying under the radar, Calvin and Heather take the opportunity to further challenge Pete after nominations.
All I'm saying is that
That's what I'm talking about.
just wanted to clarify that we're treating
You voted for us because there's no one else to vote. That's what we're on about.
It's hard to talk to you, really, isn't it? I'm just trying to talk to you.
Well, tell the truth. You said that.
Yeah, I did. I voted for him.
I voted for you once, and you voted for me 8 times after.
Did I vote for you tonight?
I don't understand why you're so hard up.
I'm not hard up.
I just didn't like your warm-up. I like it now because the cream's gone. And I'm quite happy to say that.
The cream was the first coat.
I didn't vote for you this week. So that's sort of...
Hey, I don't think Calvin's actually having a go at you.
I didn't say he was.
It was just a tasting. I didn't like the way it looked. But now I don't mind it.
I'm saying he's telling what he says, and I'm telling what he
And I'm
said
agreeing
to me
with you.
last night.
I'm agreeing
That's
with
what we're on about.
I'm agreeing with
That's
you.
what we're on it. No one else to vote for, so we'll vote for Pete and Tina. That's what I'm on about.
Not what you said.
You actually do me a favour by putting me up, man.
I'm just trying to talk to you.
Pete and Tina awake to another week up for elimination, and Pete is feeling the pressure.
I slept fine.
No, I didn't toss and turn last night. I was just disappointed, mate. It made me very ashamed to be Australian last night, actually, because, you know what I mean, what happened last night in the elimination was just full of lies. I've just
He reckons he's going to start playing dirty. And I'm like, why bother? Because it's not going to get us anywhere. Like, he reckons if, you know, they want to see dirty, then he'll start playing dirty.
Well, eye for eye, mate. That's the way I look at it.
But to me, it will stress me out even more. Because I know how dirty Pete can play if he wants to play the game dirty.
It's the first time being up for elimination, so
Amy and Christian wake up to what could be their last week.
it's good in a way, just so we can get it over and done with and figure out whether we're going to stay or not.
Yeah, I think it's now or never.
Yeah.
There's no point in delaying the inevitable.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Pete and Tina are so popular. So I just think anyone who sort of, you know, even attempts to be nice or close to Pete and Tina sort of becomes
From
a
now
victim.
on, yeah.
So, because no one else talks to them except for us.
This week sees the hothouse couples learning to become instant tilers. Today, 5 pallets have arrived and the job must begin. The couples have already chosen their tiles from the amber range. With all the couples controlling separate sections of the house, what are the chances of the tiles matching?
Good place in grey, white. So number 8.
We'll pick number 8.
Number 8.
It's going to contrast with the white basin and the other things that we have in
Non-slip,
here.
very important in laundry.
Lucky number 8. It's my favourite number.
Number 8.
The tiles that you chose, as per usual, nah.
I cannot tell a lie. The tiles that you chose were unanimously chosen by him.
All right.
Coming up, James and Nat on Ben and Kat.
Ben and Kat, I think they're very immature. As much as Kat hates to hear it, she's still a child.
And where better to get back into the swing of things than Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast. Lunch at Cafe Renaissance and some retail therapy in Cavill Avenue helped put a smile back on Nat's face. But it was after breakfast at Melba's Cafe that they dished the dirt on the remaining 6 couples.
Simon and Jules are a hard couple to figure out, I think. They're a lot more sneaky than what everybody else realises.
They're more conniving group than Pete and Tina.
Unfortunately, I think if Calvin and Heather do go up for nomination, that they'll be eliminated because they've been that quiet that no one knows who they are.
Ben and Kat, I think they're very immature. As much as Kat hates to hear it, she's still a child. She's got a lot of growing up to do. So does Ben. Ben's a bit fake. There's nothing really original about what he does.
Any couple in there would love to go to the final 2 with Brett and Jeff, but it's because they're a gay couple, and I'm sure everyone in there would think that Australia's not going to give a $2 million house to a gay couple
over a couple with children.
I love Christian and Amy. I don't think Christian and Amy have got a chance in hell of beating Pete and Tina.
We'll wait for them.
I don't think Pete and Tina can win. I think they're good to watch on TV, but I don't think Australia will, at the end of the day, want to give a house to them.
After each elimination, a new room is up for grabs. This week, it's James and Nat's meal area and study to reallocate.
Anyone got any ideas as to who they might be?
Just the meal so we can manage the 2 together.
Okay.
A bit easier.
So you guys have all thought about that and you're happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah? Okay. What about the other area, the study?
We're happy to take the study around
Any
as well.
I'm fine with it.
You fine with that? Yeah.
I think my only worry about getting this room is the fact that I really want the entrance. And next week, if Christian and Amy do go, then that'll be up for grabs, and I might not be able to get 2 rooms in 2 weeks. But we'll just have to see.
Righto, guys. I'd like to introduce you to Daryl, our tiler. Don't stuff around with Daryl, because you'll see the other side of him. Got a nickname of Grumpy. With tiling, once it goes down, stuck down, it's bloody hard to get up. It's expensive to get up. Unlike painting, you can paint the wall. Once they're on, they're there to stay.
Daryl, how confident are you in us doing a good job?
He'll be all right. Stand behind you with a big stick, mate.
The first step is to saw off the bottom of the architraves using the tile as a guide.
If you put a tile down there, mate, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to slide it through and cut it at the right height.
Last night's confrontation with Pete is still on Calvin's mind.
It's been sort of suggested that Pete is sort of saying a lot of things to camera that we don't know about. Sort of saying that a lot of people are liars and a lot of people are followers and whatever he's saying, we don't know. I had the opportunity to respond and it had to be there because if I did it off camera, it would have made no difference and people would have believed his story again and that they're excluded and that we're all sheep and we're all idiots. So, you know, if I put him in his place, then good. But that wasn't the intention. The intention was just to clarify the situation. Yeah.
Daryl explains to the novices how the hallway will be the starting point for the tiles.
And then that will be the centre line that will go through the house. We'll work off this line right through. We'll get a centre line down there and we'll work off that line to go that way so we keep everything nice and straight. Hopefully.
Simon and Christian start the layout.
Measure off this wall edge, same measure at the other end, string a line down. After we string the lines, we'll lay the straight edges down. Lay them on the ground with a brick on top so you don't move.
And it's on with the tile glue.
Now when you're spreading your glue, the lines must keep going the same way, not wavy on it all over the place.
That's tough.
Coming up, Kat goes shopping.
It has these silicone nipples.
For their rooms. Michelle from TradeLink explains tap tips.
Because they have the ceramic disc in them, it does away with washes. One great feature too of having a basin mixer is it's a lot easier to keep clean. You've only got one thing to clean around as opposed to three.
Tina has made up her mind already for the laundry.
I'm going with these taps here for my laundry, and with this one, this spout, but it's going to be coming out the wall like this. So it's going to be quite chunky coming out the wall with the taps, and that's it.
Amy and Kat, both bathroom owners, must decide between aesthetics or functionality.
This is pretty cool, this one. I quite like that one,
In the end, they choose a balance of both.
Yeah, for the bath, I've chosen this spout because it will obviously fill up the bath tub a lot quicker, and it also turns to the side, so that's a plus, but using these same taps. In the shower, I've actually decided to go for the hand shower, basically because for kids, you can adjust it by moving it down. They can just rush in there and wash their feet if they need to.
Kat's discovered an interesting feature to her shower head.
It has these silicone nipples, which are self-cleaning, so it's not going to rust away on us.
Brett must decide on the kitchen taps.
So I've gone with something a bit more sleeker to match our very sleek and ooh-la-la kitchen sink. So I've got this one because of the handles, and it's like little bike gears, and it's hours and hours of fun. So it'll match our little Laminex drawers.
With a huge tiling job on hand, there's an urgency to get back to the site. Amy brings up the comments about Pete's alleged threatening behaviour.
There's been other people that have said things like that, like, Ben has said that, he was going to punch his head in as well.
But when it comes to, I find when it comes to Pete and I, it's always brought up, it's always on top of their head, it's always got to be said. So that's what I reckon.
I felt really pleased that Pete and Tina voted for me. Their excuses were not valid, and it just showed their lack of depth. So last night for me, I felt like I didn't have to say much in terms of voting. Just my reasons and that's it.
There could have been 4 of us up for nomination or for elimination, and it ended up just 2. So it's crazy how one vote can make such a big difference.
Yesterday, Pete slipped on the tiles outside his caravan and sprained his ankle, and working this morning has made it worse.
Just another day in the life of Pete, I'm afraid. Ripped the tendon on the side of my leg. I got fluid on this side, so he wants me to have 2 days off the site. I'd be on my last breath and I wouldn't be leaving this place. I'll stay here to the end, so this is just another mishap, but I'm sure I'll get through it.
While Pete stays off his ankle, our couples are becoming Tyler pros. And it's time for Calvin and Heather to choose their air conditioning for the alfresco dining room. Both are from the LG Artcool range and are designed to look more like art than an air conditioner. Neither unit is short on power, and both have a special treatment that helps prevent rusting, particularly in areas near the ocean.
Put that one up?
No. Hey.
How you guys? Yeah, mate.
Where are you?
Well, for the space, and because we want to have a big long fish tank and we want to hide it as high as we can, and that one's more practical.
So practicality wins the day. Coming up, Pete's feeding the troops and Brett's unimpressed.
It's all a big load of rubbish, to be quite honest.
While work continues on the site, some changes have been made back at the caravans.
Sorry, Chris and Sarah, but good vibe. Ready? Grab it from the top.
Saw your light, I thought we'd drop in.
Yeah.
Peter just took the stickers off fan number 2, which was Chris and Sarah.
How's your kid?
See you later.
Out with the weak, in with the strong.
I thought Peter's sore leg couldn't work. He seems to be hobbling around right now.
Yeah, they're up to something, aren't
Look at him moving camp, moving over to the east side. Seems strange.
Everybody from that side's up there, and everyone from our side's down here.
What are they doing?
And there's the boys too. They're moving bands for sure.
Sorry about the shirt.
Now that there are only 6 couples left, the housing arrangements are changing.
The king demands a bigger van. The king got a bigger van.
So east side is getting cozy. Yeah, so you got Drix and Sarah's. The best caravan.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Moving house.
Moving house, I don't really want to leave this van because this van's been very lucky for us. But the number 14's been haunting us since day one.
I don't want them right next door to us.
We can move over the other side if we want. Maybe we should.
Tell them they keep me awake at night, mate. I'll be yelling at them. I can hear them every night. And that's over there. So we actually probably make a point too, because I all sit down and have dinner together, and they can't really miss our band. We walk past it every day, don't they? So they don't invite us and anything, which they don't. We'll actually be shown this time. So I suppose I'm closer to when they start talking about me, aren't I? Because they talk about me on number band 6 there, so I reckon I'm probably pretty close to that now.
I don't know if it'll have too much of an effect. I think it'll include, I mean, we still hang out with the boys anyway, don't we? It'll be great for the boys.
Why is this
The boys are moving into Trudy and Beau's old caravan, and they're not impressed with the state of its cleanliness.
No, they're putting a hose in here.
Okay, take it out and do it.
Righto, guys, call it a day, huh? See you in the morning. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll make a bit more progress.
Yeah.
Then today, okay? Holiday over.
Time to meet the new neighbours.
I don't know if it's a good omen or a bad omen.
You'll be next.
Changes as good as a
This man's better than ours, mate. You don't go out there. Welcome to the east side. Did you move all your stuff?
That's caravan.
tiny bag.
Look at the toilet.
They've got like half a bed, mould in their fridge, and dirty stuff all over the floor of their bathroom. It's really nasty.
One per town coming up.
Two-way street, guy.
They're too cool for school now. Too school for school.
After settling in, Pete gets all neighbourly.
Hello, neighbour.
How you doing?
Let you know, sausage sizzle at 6:30.
Tonight?
Yeah, in the middle here. Don't worry about bringing no meat. It's all been supplied.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just bring your common sense and your brain with you.
Common sense and brain.
You cooking? I'm not sure, mate. You might cook or poison a lot of you. 6:30 tonight on the barbie, if you're interested. Sausage sizzle.
Who's putting it on?
I'm putting it on.
Like all of a sudden he comes on over and says, we've got a barbecue at mine at 6:30. That's the first thing he said to us all day. And in the real world, if someone like that, who has been intimidating and has been threatening people, you wouldn't even give them the time of day. You would probably stick the middle finger up and walk the other way.
Don't worry about bringing your meat. Meat supplied. Right here in front of the van, mate.
Why is that, Pete?
Why is that? Because it's a housewarming.
And then actually his invitations were disgusting, Says to Simon, we're having a barbecue at 6:30 and bring the truth with you. I mean, what's that supposed to mean?
Bring no meat, meat supplied, be there.
Good on you, mate.
Bring the truth.
His invitations to people weren't very sincere. I thought they were a bit...
wanted to turn up.
No, and I think he just does it on purpose now. I think he knows that he can get a reaction from people. That's why he does it. And I think that joke's sort of worn thin.
Special ingredients. How they do it in Adelaide, mate? Cook with a beer.
I actually believe that Australia are not seeing what this man's is like. He's now showing that he's cooking dinner for everybody. He wouldn't do it unless he was prompted. He wouldn't come out of his mouth to go, I'm going to cook dinner for everybody, wouldn't that be lovely?
Good steak.
But Pete's barbie wasn't quite as popular as he'd hoped for.
No Brett and Jeff, no sign of them. No sign of Kat, no sign of Amy. And really no sign of Heather. I think people preferred having 2-minute noodles and eggs on toast rather than coming for a barbie and mixing with me and Tina. So, hopefully they've got no food left and they go hungry for the next night.
For people like Simon, who absolutely ripped to shreds Pete last night, and to stand there and be buddy-buddy, it's I'm sorry, but it's all a big load of rubbish, to be quite honest.
So tonight there's been a major shift to the south end of the Jayco trailer park. And now the contestants are living at closer quarters. We'd like to think it's a case of love thy neighbour, but in fact it's a case of there's a fraction too much friction. Regardless, the couples have got to stay on track. On the inside we've got to finish the tiling, the painting, rebuild the kitchen, all the soft furnishings. On the outside we've got the landscaping to do, the plants to drag in, the pool to dig, the decking to do. It's a massive task. We have only 6 couples left, 5 weeks to do it in. If they're going to get this hothouse built in time, they've got to get cracking.
Tomorrow night on The Hot House.
Whoever wins changes the whole house. If someone wins who doesn't like the colours.
I'm not changing again next week, and then the week after, and the week after. Once I finish the house, then you can change it.
We've been shafted really, with the colour of the render.
It's Formula One wheelbarrow racing.
We've got a scoop here for fast exit at the end. We built that in.
And it seems everyone's got an opinion on Jeff and Brett's plans to have babies.
I don't really think that 2 guys should, have a baby.
I think that's fine.
If you want to save Pete and Tina, SMS the number 14 to 188 1110. If you want to save Christian and Amy, SMS the number 9. Alternatively, you can vote via our website.